Okay, so for this deep dive, we are stepping into a very specific time and place. It's late, very late. We're inside the walls of a women's college, and all the rules of the day have just
They've
vanished.
been replaced by this strange, luminous, quiet. It's not even fully dark, you know?
Right. The moonlight, it's making the chestnut blossoms look almost feathery white, and the cow parsley is just dim.
It really is the atmosphere of a dream. It feels like reality itself has just been suspended for a few hours.
In this suspension, it creates a really profound paradox, doesn't it?
It really does, because on the one hand, they have all this physical space, they can wander the garden, but emotionally, individually, they're completely sealed off.
Yeah, you see that when you look through the windows.
Yeah.
That institutional control becomes so visual.
Hmm.
The women are asleep, and the description is it's blank, featureless. Their eyelids are white over their eyes, their hands are ringless.
Ringless. It's like any trace of their individual personality or their marital status, even their history has been actively scrubbed away.
That's the real conflict here, isn't it? That's what we're going to get into tonight.
Absolutely. This is a place that was built for function, not for feeling. And our mission really is to get inside this sealed off nocturnal world. We're going to trace the exact moment when that control starts to break down.
And it all centers on this minute-by-minute transformation of one young woman, Angela Williams.
Or, as she's known here, A. Williams.
Exactly. So let's maybe start with the architecture of the place, the geometry of the discipline.
Good idea, because the building is not just a backdrop. It's an active character in this whole tension.
Everything is just so structured. It's all tiles, corridors, these very stern-looking bedroom doors,
And it's explicitly compared to a dairy or nunnery.
which tells you everything you need to know.
It really does. A place designed for seclusion, for purity, and for this strict management. The great washing of linen really says it all.
It's about utility. It's not about identity. And you see that so clearly in how they're all labeled.
Oh, absolutely. Look at the names pinned on the doors in that moonlight. It's not Angela, it's A. Williams. Then Mary, Eleanor.
And the light itself, the moonlight, is described as actively withering and starching them.
I love that phrasing. It's not just illuminating them, it's changing them. Their names aren't for them, they're not for self-recognition, they're just organizational tools.
They're defined entirely by their function.
Precisely. I mean, if you look at the source, what is the only purpose that these women are given under that cold light?
To rise martially in order, like soldiers.
Exactly, like soldiers, to extinguish a fire or suppress an insurrection or, and this is the big one, to pass an examination.
So the goal is just to produce these functional units for the world outside, not nurtured human beings.
And A. Williams is just one small part of that disciplinary machine. She's just ready for service.
And it seems like that suppression of the individual spirit, it feels absolute
It does.
until it isn't.
Exactly, until that prim voice clock strikes the hour 1, 2, and the entire system is just instantly, subtly shattered.
And it's not shattered by some big dramatic act. It's a sound.
It's a sound that just defies all authority. A soft laughter coming from behind one of those closed doors.
And whatever commands that clock was issuing, the laughter just completely disregards them.
Instantly. The threat of an exam or an insurrection, it's all just snowed under by the sound.
It's like the suppressed self just bubbling up from the depths and sort of wafting away the rules.
And we get to follow that sound inside the room.
Yes. The women are awake, they're playing cards, their hands are dabbled in the red and yellow faces of the deck. Sally's on the floor, Helena's in a chair, good Bertha's by the fire.
And then Angela A. Williams, she enters, yawning.
In the conversation, it jigs right into this shared resentment they all have. Helena kind of becomes the spokesperson, doesn't she?
She does. She just declares because it's utterly and intolerably damnable.
And that damnable feeling, that's it, isn't it? It's the pressure of the whole structure.
It's that relentless demand for them to be useful, to be functional. And they push back. They say, we're not eunuchs.
They're demanding to be seen as complex people.
Yeah.
And they talk about the authority figure, she.
Yes, that little observation about seeing her slipping in by the back gate with that old hat on, they don't want us to know.
What's so fascinating about that detail?
Well, it exposes the hypocrisy of the whole system, you know? They're held to this standard of strict functional purity, but they see the people in charge bending their own rules.
So they're just demanding to be treated like adults who can see the world for what it is.
Exactly. And that moment when Angela corrects the speaker, She focuses all that resentment. They should.
And that immediately sparks the laughter again.
It's that shared secret laughter of the night. It's their refusal to be defined by these labels. The resentment is so visceral.
It's aimed right at the suppression of their own vitality, their curiosity.
And that's why the night becomes so vital for them. It's almost a physical need.
Yeah, Bertha is exhausted. She wants to sleep, but she stays awake.
Yeah.
Because for the group, night is, what is it? Free pasturage.
A limitless field and unmolded richness.
They feel this compulsion to tunnel into its darkness and hang it with jewels. Why is that so desperate, that need to claim the night?
Well, because the day is completely owned by the institution. It's browsed on by the whole flock. It belongs to the exam schedule, the rules, the clock.
So the night is the only space they have.
It's their only space for this shared, secret reclamation of who they are. And this is where their collective power really starts to surface, through Bertha, who's sort of drifting between sleep and wakefulness.
She gives us this glimpse into the shared subconscious of the whole college.
She does.
She sees the laughter not just as a sound, but as a physical thing, a visible vapor.
Like mist. It's floating out of the window, attaching itself by these soft, elastic shreds to the plants, making the whole garden seem vaporous and clouded.
So this elevates their little rebellion from just a noisy card game into, I don't know, an atmospheric phenomenon.
Yes. And crucially, this vapor isn't just coming from their room. It's issuing from all the windows.
Even from the rooms of the elderly, authoritative women.
The ones who, as soon as they wake up, will clasp the ivory rod of office.
So even the authority figures are, without knowing it, part of this massive nocturnal release of energy.
The resistance is latent. It's unconscious. It's totally non-confrontational.
It's the energy of youthful selfhood itself.
Right. The vapor is described as irresponsible and chaotic, but at the same time, it's immensely fertilizing.
It's this unconscious shared act that's so pervasive, it momentarily cancels out the whole purpose of the college walls. It just floats away all the rules, hours, discipline.
An unconscious revolution of mood. I like that.
And then all of this vast, formless energy suddenly finds a conduit. It focuses intensely on one person.
We're back to Angela A. Williams.
She's at the window in her nightgown, and she breathes out. It says there is pain in her voice.
And that pain, that's the immediate cost of being truly seen, of a deep recognition. She'd just been talking to Alice Avery.
About Bamborough Castle, the color of the sands at evening. It's this very specific, intimate, shared moment.
Rich with color and potential. And then, the critical event. Alice says she'll write and settle their plan for August, and then...
Stooping, kissed her, at least touched her head with her hand.
And Angela's inner world just... it detonates.
Her reaction is so physical, so overwhelming. She is positively unable to sit still.
She feels like she's possessed, like she has a windlash sea in her heart. I mean, can you imagine that feeling?
She has to roam the room, throwing her arms out just to relieve this incredible excitement and astonishment.
It's the sheer force of a pure, unmediated, intense emotion hitting her, maybe for the very first time.
And she sees that touch. Just a hand on the head, not as a simple gesture, but as something miraculous.
The incredible stooping of the miraculous tree with the golden fruit at its summit.
A priceless gift has literally just dropped into her arms.
And this is the ultimate realization of an existence beyond just being useful. This golden fruit is something magnificent that must not to be touched, thought of, or spoken about, but left to glow there.
It's pure self-realization, and it's completely separate from the performance that the college demands from A. Williams.
And yet, the reality of A. Williams is impossible to escape, isn't it?
No, because after this huge, monumental, existential epiphany, we're forced to watch her do the most mundane things. Slowly putting away her stockings, placing her slippers just so, folding her petticoat neatly on top.
That contrast is just.
Yeah.
It's the perfect picture of her internal conflict. She is Angela, the one holding the golden fruit, but her other name being Williams still chains her to this driving financial reality.
Earning her living.
Thinking of her father's checks arriving at Swansea or mother washing in the scullery.
The pink frocks out to dry on the line.
That's the external world. That's the function she has to fulfill.
But the feeling is so immense, it shatters that anxiety, at least for a moment. It forces this realization that overrides everything.
After the dark churning of myriad ages here was light at the end of the tunnel. Life, the world.
Beneath her, it lay, all good, all lovable. This isn't just excitement, it's a total existential discovery. It redefines the entire purpose of her being here.
Which explains why she can't sleep.
It makes perfect sense. She cannot close her eyes. Something irresistibly unclosed them.
And everything in her room looks different. The furniture, the chair, the chest of drawers, it no longer looks just practical. Now it looks stately.
Even the looking glass, which used to just reflect the disciplined student, is now precious with the first ashen hint of day.
This is a rebirth. And the source notes she's 19, yet she's sucking her thumb like a child.
So it's a regression and a rebirth at the same time.
Exactly. She's received this profound defining truth, but she's completely helpless in how to navigate it. She doesn't have the language or the tools to process or protect this magnificent new world.
And that urgency, that helplessness,
Right
it
there.
drives her to one final painful act.
She needs to forestall this new world, to grasp it before the day can take it away. So she goes back to the window.
And she looks out at the garden mist. She sees the open windows of the other rooms, and she hears something murmuring in the distance. The world, of course, and the morning coming.
She sees the future coming for her, the world in the morning. And in that vision, she cries out, "Oh," again, as if in pain.
So why the pain? She has the golden fruit, she has the light. Why would the coming morning bring suffering?
I think it's the cost of clarity. The awakening is beautiful, but it guarantees a conflict with the reality that's about to dawn.
Oh,
She knows now instinctively that the functional martial world of A. Williams, the world of utility and checks, is going to try to suppress this luminous personal truth.
the pain is the realization of how hard it's going to be.
It's the realization of how difficult it will be to sustain the beauty of the tunnel's end when you're stuck back inside the restrictive confines of the college.
So we've witnessed this brief, intense victory. Shared, formless emotion winning out over this rigid institutional discipline.
And it all culminates in the dramatic personal awakening of Angela Williams, a woman transformed from just a name on a card to a being filled with a wind-lashed sea.
The power of this scene, it really lies in the necessity of that unmolded richness of the night, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. You see the collective energy of all the women trying to just float away the rules, and then one individual's life is completely redefined by a single quiet touch.
It took the failure of the structure for the self to finally be seen. And now the morning is here. We've seen that incredible feeling of life at the end of the tunnel. But the critical question for Angela Williams, the functional student, is this. How much energy will it take to shield that glowing, precious secret, that golden fruit, when the sun rises and the world demands she be martial and functional once more?